Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight with breaking news. An arrest has been made in connection with the Barre road rage incident that took place last weekend. Barre's police chief confirms to us that officers arrested the suspect in Leominster and he was being taken back to Barre. The suspect is being booked as we speak. We first showed you this photo on Monday. It shows two vehicles together in Rutland. One of them is the suspect's vehicle. The driver of that second vehicle is also believed to be involved. Over the weekend, 71-year-old Walter Young was pulled from his car and beaten by a suspect who was tailgating him. He suffered serious injuries. Auburn police are asking for the public's help to identify a suspect. They say he stole a valuable piece of equipment from an 83-year-old man. Our Kayla Mamlak has more.
Caught on tape, a suspect Auburn police say stole a $1,200 snowblower from an 83-year-old man.
He's obviously an elderly gentleman, and he relies on that for snow removal in the winter.
Malcolm Young says he used to leave his shed door unlocked all the time, until Sunday, when he woke up to find his garage door half opened. His surveillance camera shows the suspect on his property.
Video that we had, and there was somebody came up the driveway about 11, 12 o'clock at night. Of course, we're sleeping, the lights are out.
You can see on tape the motion sensors turned the lights on. The suspect tries to detach these lights, not knowing the cameras were recording the whole thing. The footage then shows the suspect come back and crawl under the garage door.
I lock everything now. It's kind of late, but, you know, nobody's ever had any problem around. Then it had to be me that got the problem.
Auburn Chief Andrew Slukas says while the video has been helpful in the investigation, the quality makes it hard to give a clear description of the suspect. Police are now asking the public for help.
It probably is someone who is drug dependent that went in and tried to make a fast score with something they can sell relatively quickly.
Well, a snowblower is worth good money, and if they're on drugs, they're going to sell it for peanuts to get their next fix.
Kayla Mamlak, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, you may have seen a Black Hawk helicopter over the city this morning. It was carrying two Medal of Honor recipients who together delivered a powerful message to high school students at Worcester Tech. Our Olivia Lemon was there and has the story.
On that day, in that fighting position, 5 men gave their lives trying to save myself, Sergeant Larson.
Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Ty Carter shares the emotional story of the battle where he earned the nation's highest honor. The now retired specialist spoke to students at Worcester Tech Wednesday.
Now that I'm out again, this is actually what I do. I speak to individuals like yourselves, try to educate and motivate on what combat stress is, what leadership is, and being truthful and trustful to each other.
As you're going into combat, you can't be worried about whether or not there's anything less than full honesty in everything that you're doing.
Specialist Gordon Roberts is also a recipient of the Medal of Honor. He says the most important lesson in life is don't lie, steal, cheat, and don't tolerate those who do. Superintendent of Worcester Public Schools, Dr. Melinda Boone, says it's important for her students to hear these messages.
They were, I think, letting students know that life is full of challenges and opportunities, and it's up to them how they take the advantage of those things and how they build themselves up and resilient from whatever happens.
Boone says the most important message the specialist gave to students is life is full of sacrifices and opportunities.
You hear them talk about they received the medal because they lost friends and colleagues and unit members in battle.
Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito says students can leave school today thinking about being leaders in their home and community.
Ask yourself, how can I lead? What can I take from today? And how can I move forward in my own individual way to make a difference in someone else's life?
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, we don't know how they'll finish on November 3rd, but tonight we found out the order the candidates will be on the election ballot. Names were drawn from a hat tonight at the Board of Election Commissioners meeting to determine the ballot placement for the mayor, city council, and school committee races. With 3 candidates running for mayor, the order on the ballot will be Michael Gaffney 1, incumbent Mayor Joseph Petty 2, and Bill Coleman 3. In the at-large city council race, Linda Parham is on the ballot. She's replacing Phil Palmieri, who dropped out of the race yesterday. Also tonight, the first of a 4-part series featuring at-large city council candidates. The goal of the series is to provide candidates with an opportunity to share their message and allow residents to engage with candidates on topics. Tonight, 9 of 12 at-large candidates were in attendance, with the focus tonight being on community development and neighborhood revitalization. Specifically, time was spent on the foreclosure issue the city is facing.
We have an 80% spike in foreclosures in the last year, making us the highest number in Massachusetts. So each of them kind of detailed different plans that they would have to not only create new home ownerships, but better support existing home ownerships.
The next part in the series will be on Wednesday, September 30th, with the focus being on growing Worcester's economy. Well, Worcester's police chief is defending the work of his department after a longtime city councilor makes critical remarks about the city's public safety. Constantina Lukes made the remarks to several news outlets, including to Worcester News Tonight, during an interview where she announced she would not be running for mayor. Here's a portion of her comments from Tuesday.
The issue most important to people right now is public safety. Without a strong police department, without collaboration with all the legal enforcement agencies, from the state police to the DA's office, to even the FBI, we are not going to be able to provide the kind of public safety that this city deserves.
In response, Worcester Police Chief Gary Jem says statistics show overall crime is down in the city. In a statement, he says, in part, it's unfortunate that Ms. Lukes is more concerned with getting elected than appreciating the excellent quality of life enjoyed by members of this community, in part due to the quality of police service provided by the hardworking men and women of the department. Police are searching for a gunman following a shooting on Vale Street last night. According to police, the 24-year-old male victim was parked on Vale Street just before 9 o'clock when he was approached by another man. He says the suspect confronted him and then shot him in the hand. His injuries are not life-threatening. Jury selection will begin tomorrow for a Worcester man charged in a 2012 murder. That's according to the Telegram. Christian Pizzaro has pleaded not guilty to killing Michael Dept. Dept was found dead in his Portland Street apartment from a gunshot wound in April of 2012. According to police, surveillance video captured Pizzaro leaving the victim's home the day of the murder. Well, tractor-trailer rolls over in Millbury, closing a ramp on the Pike for an extended amount of time. Take a look at these shots. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon on the eastbound ramp from the Pike at exit 11 in Millbury. The rollover forced emergency personnel to close the ramp. Well, several local groups are planning to travel to Philadelphia next week for the Pope's visit. A College of the Holy Cross assistant chaplain will be among them, and as Andy Madison reports, he'll have a unique opportunity.
Holy Cross Assistant Chaplain Norman Gowan will be among those in Philadelphia next week at a special Mass for Pope Francis.
I was extremely humbled and very honored to have been given this opportunity.
The opportunity comes after a hymn he helped write, Sound the Bell of Holy Freedom, was selected to be part of Pope Francis's first ever visit to the United States.
To have the honor of writing a piece of music for this historic event, I don't think it's hit me yet. I don't think it will until I get to Philadelphia next week.
Gowan says the song will be performed 3 different times, and he'll get to sing it with the Archdiocese Choir.
They do go by quickly.
In addition to the assistant chaplain, several Holy Cross students are also planning to go to Philadelphia.
My friend and I were the first ones to sign up for this trip, so we really didn't want to miss out on this wonderful opportunity.
It'll be a long trip and a lot of waiting, but I think it'll pay off.
They will be with more than a dozen students, along with a group from Assumption College, planning to attend the Papal Mass on September 27th.
I hope to hear a message from him that really brings together the people of the U.S. and around the world to really work together to make the world a better place.
Holy Cross will hold a viewing party here at the Ream Library so people can see the Pope speak live. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.